Hello, this is Ron, one of your elders, and I'll be continuing the devotional for today from Psalms 34, and I'll be in verses 6 and 7, so if you can turn to those, I'll be reading from those two verses in just a moment. In the previous verses of this psalm, David has talked about himself in first person pronouns like I, me, and my. There will be a shift now, see if you can notice it. This poor man cried out, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. Now in verse 6, David switches to this poor man. I think that David, who was still talking about himself, may have made this switch to bring his readers into the narrative. Whether they be a man, a woman, or a child, we have all gotten into troubles that swirl around us, often those that we may have created or helped create and called ourselves poor. You know the phrase, poor old me. We are surrounded by this enemy and there appears no way out. But David goes on to say that the Lord heard his petitions. The Lord always hears our petitions. The Lord sometimes chooses not to answer our petitions. Since one of the Lord's attributes is righteousness, his decision to answer or not answer is always right. In not answering, the Lord has some purpose in our life that in the long run is beneficial to us, even though the answer of silence is disconcerting to us. The believer may never know the reason for his silence until we are with him in eternity. But in David's case, and many times in our case, he saves us out of all of our real life troubles. Many times in the scriptures, the word save or saved is not in the sense of our eternal destiny, but it is often with respect to troubles in our lives we find ourselves in. In this psalm, David is talking about the real troubles in which he found himself, and we often likewise find ourselves. In this case, the angel of the Lord answered David's plea and saved him out of his real life troubles. David, being a military man, used a military term for the angel of the Lord encamping around him, and then defeating the enemy surrounding him and delivering him. Or I could use the term, he saved David. Notice that the encampment of the angel of the Lord began with him seeking the Lord, pleading with him, and then fearing him. Fearing is not a trembling or cowering before the Lord, but approaching him in reverence and respect for who he is in all his glory. Some say that a case can be made that the angel of the Lord is a special manifestation of Yahweh himself, and further that it could have been a pre-incarnate appearance of Jesus Christ. Let me close by saying, when we have real life troubles, that we seek the Lord, plead with him, and approach him in reverence and respect. Then we lay our burden on him and we patiently wait for his answer. We know that whatever his answer is, it is right because he is a righteous God. Thank you and enjoy the day that the Lord has made.